Thank you. Well, good afternoon. Good afternoon. A pulse? Check that. I know lunch happens and you just shut down, right? I'm the same way. But I have to perform. I could sit down there and you all could get up here. Like that? No. Okay. Well, I'm Jim Hart. I'm the Assistant Professor of Computer Graphics and Programming, also Computer Information Systems. So I've got many hats. But today I want to talk to you about portfolios. And portfolios are the key to your success, both for you and us and your employer, potential employer in the future. So this is really important. As Dean Lancaster said, you're not going to really work on your portfolio for the capstone until you get to the end of your time here in your education. But you do have to build the contents of that portfolio. And really, it's a simple concept. You're collecting digital information and putting it in a folder. And I think everybody in here knows how to do that. I think everybody uses computers nowadays. And so you've probably done this already. If you get email and you save it in a folder, it's the same concept. Something that's important to you, you save it somewhere. And so that's really what the portfolio is. We have a new system that we've already brought into this institution, and many capstone students have already used it, and it's called Chalk and Wire. Now, Chalk and Wire is on the cloud, it's on the internet, and so you can access it from anywhere as long as you have an internet capable device. But that's real fancy, and we're using that. But you can also use a thumb drive. You can do this too. Or you could put it on a DVD, something that collects digital information. That's really a portfolio. Now, the legacy of portfolio here, it used to be in a notebook, a 3-ring binder. And last semester, I had a bunch of binders that I had to send out to the faculty to evaluate. And I think it was our last faculty senate meeting. I took a hand cart, and it had boxes full of notebooks, and I had to take it into faculty senate and say, you all need to come and pick up your 6 or 7 notebooks and evaluate them and then give them back to me. And my office is kind of small, but I had in my corner, about as big as this piano, boxes full of notebooks. And like I said, my office is small. And I like that because I'm a geek and I like caves and keyboards and things like that. It's okay. But I don't have any in my office now. They're all about that thick in a file cabinet. Everything that I use now is in Chalk and Wire. And so that's really cool for me. I'm the portfolio committee chair, and it's my responsibility to collect that information, get the faculty to evaluate it, and then store it for a long time. And I'd like to make that as small as possible. And it's real easy when you have the cloud. It's huge. We can just fill up the cloud with digital information. And so that's Chalk and Wire. And so let me show you what a portfolio looks like, just as an idea. This is a student, Mr. Holmes, who has turned in his portfolio for graduation. And this is the content that he placed in there, talking about global awareness, one of our general education goals. And there is a document here that applies to global awareness. And it's simply a link on this website. And if I click on that, it'll ask me if I want to download it. And it will open in Word because that's the format. It just knows. And then this is the content. It's just simply a Word document collected in Chalk and Wire. as an artifact and evidence of global awareness. Now you can see it's pretty lengthy. And we have some sightings there at the end. So just as an example of what you can do with this chalk and wire. Close for me. Okay. Now, the ease of evaluation. Like I told you, I passed out the notebooks in the past. They were 3-ring binders, huge, and we had a piece of paper at the beginning of the notebook, and it had something like this in paper format, and then I had to take that in electronically, put it in a spreadsheet, kind of clumsy. But now what we can do is I can evaluate this, and since that was a document in global awareness, I simply scroll down to global awareness, and I can check that evidence was provided, and I'm done with that. And I can just quickly go through and just a click of the mouse evaluate this portfolio and then save it. I won't save it now because I'm not really done. I just wanted to demonstrate that. But then move on to the next one. And so this is how we process portfolios. Now I want to demonstrate a completed portfolio, one of my favorites, or best, one of the best. Oops, wrong button. And I'll sort this so I can find my name quickly. There it is. And so this student put some graphics in the portfolio. And really the portfolio is a website. It's not really a document. It's out there on the web and it's in HTML format. I suppose I could show you that. This is what that page looks like. Just HTML. You don't need to know that. I'm just telling you there's code behind this image that makes it work like a website. And so the student submitted the papers. The first one we'll look at is the reflective paper. And notice that it's embedded right into the web page. It's not a Word document. It's like Word, but embedded in the page. And it has several links to look at, the different artifacts. But this student did a really good job of embedding that information in there. And so if we go to these different general education goals, all of the 5 different goals, and let's say we look at critical thinking, the student submitted 3 different artifacts that would demonstrate critical thinking. And I'll just look at the first one. Click on that. Again, I get this prompt to open it in a new window as a Word document. And then we have a document completed in English 210 called Finding Balance. And it's just a writing document, but should demonstrate the concepts of critical thinking. And so, in a nutshell, that is what a portfolio is. And really, it's part of the assessment process. Assessment is basically we teach you, you learn, and then you tell us what you learned, and we record that. And if there's a difference in what you should know and what we thought you knew, then we would correct the curriculum. We would go back and change it. So it's a cycle of learning, and we depend on you to tell us whether we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. And the only way we can tell is what you've learned. And this portfolio is a collection of your artifacts of learning. Okay? Any other question? Any questions at all? Did it make sense to you? Okay. Now, yes. Just papers. Oh, that's true. Some students will turn in a PowerPoint presentation. Some students will turn in a video. Let's say for communication, somebody gives a speech and they recorded their speech. They could save that as a video through YouTube, and then we could see that artifact in that method. Does that answer your question? That's a good question. Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, I will tell you that in the digital world, if you don't have 3 copies of what you want, then it does not exist. Why is that? That's not a math problem. If you don't have 3 copies, 3 digital copies of something that you want, it does not exist. Why is that? Because you could lose one, right? You could lose this. It could go in the washer. You could drop it out the window. Your dog could get it, right? All those things can happen to this. But if I have another copy there, well, then I probably have it. But what if that website crashes and I lost that? Well, if I don't have another backup, then everything just vanished, basically. It digitally vanished. We call that a digital disaster. And so you have to prepare for that. Make sure you have 3 copies of your digital information, otherwise you may lose it. Digital disasters are terrible things. But we hope that the internet doesn't crash, right? We want it to be there. We hope that we still have this and maybe have one other backup. So make sure you back up all your information. All right? Julipon. Oh, sorry, technology. I keep forgetting about that. Thank you.
Thank you. I saw somebody knock when he said that left the jump drive in the washer. How many of you have lost jump drive at one point of time? Yeah. How do you feel?
My little sister lost one of those thumb drives in the washer.
Uh-huh.
It still works.
It does, right? It does, right? She's one of the lucky ones.
It was a little thing, but it still worked.
I'm sure that her heart drops when she realized that. But I'm glad that it still worked. So, as Professor Hart mentioned, we need to have a backup. So I'm not going to talk more about chalk and wire anymore. I'm going to talk more about what you need to do for this class. What you need to do as part of a class assignment, ePortfolio assignment for this IDS110 class. You're not going to be using chalk and wire this semester. You're going to be using another system that I'm going to present you later. So, okay, forgot. First of all, I want to introduce myself. My name is Julipon Tanamsingh. I am an instructional designer here at university. My office is in Library 210. Some of you may have seen me, I sit behind the glass windows like as a receptionist. So, all right, so we're going to talk about the system that you're going to be using, and then we're going to talk about how you're going to complete the assignment for IDS110 class. But I'm not going to go into the details specific of the assignments. I'm going to let your instructor describe and then explain to you more in details of the assignment. So, Professor Hart mentioned about the goals, communication goals. How many Janet goals we have here on campus? Anybody knows how many Janet goals? General education goal. Anyone? 5? Can anyone confirm 5? Can anyone second that? Okay, 5 goals. Can you start with the first goal? Okay, all right. So one of the clues that you can find out about the general education goals that we have here, it is available in every classroom that you go to. You may not pay attention. Look around you. Some of you may not see from that angle, but look around you. Can you spot where you can find information about Gen Ed goal? Right here. There's two versions. That's older. It is a newer version. So in every classroom, you can find where the what the Gen Ed goals is, and what the Gen Ed goals are. Don't forget. Just keep in mind that the purpose for this activity is just for you to start thinking about the Gen Ed goals. We have 5 Gen Ed goals. First, communication, critical thinking, information management, valuing, and global awareness. These are 5 essential skills and that we would like you to obtain during the program that you study here. So we wanted to make sure that's why the portfolio will be used to assess whether or not you have these skills by the time that you graduated from us. Okay? But how are we going to assess that? We're going to ask you, you're going to help us by providing the evidence, which is the artifacts that you're going to be included into the goals. So what kind of evidence or what kind of artifacts or works that you have done here during your school year that show or demonstrate your ability to communicate? What kind of work that would demonstrate your critical thinking skills? You're going to start thinking about that from the first semester of your studies here. And that's the reason that we are wanting to talk to you about the Gen Ed goals. But for the class here, for this class, you're going to be using a system called SkyDrive. How many of you have heard of the SkyDrive? Okay. How many of you have used SkyDrive? Okay. SkyDrive is a cloud-based system. It is another storage that you can have your work backup, and you can have your work shared with your instructor. It is basically like your jump drive, but it's not with you. It's in the cloud. So that could be your second backup. So you have one backup here. You have one backup in the SkyDrive. So now I'm going to show you quickly how you're going to complete the assignment for this class. You're going to create a SkyDrive. You're going to add, there's going to be a paper for ePortfolio assignment in IDS110, which is going to be, you're going to have to develop a plan. How are you going to complete your electronic portfolio throughout the years that you're going to be studying here? So you're going to write a paper, you're going to submit it in SkyDrive, and you're going to share that with your instructor. Okay, but I'm going to show you how that works, how you're going to achieve that goal. All right, so going back first time, you can start thinking about developing your portfolio, collecting your artifacts based on the goals that we have by just simply create your folder anywhere on your jump drive. And from this example, I have on my jump drive called MSU Portfolio Example. Within that folder, I create 5 different folders for each of the goals. So I have communication, critical thinking, global awareness, information management, and valuing. Then, in the future, when I start working on another project in another class, and I start thinking, okay, how does this assignments would demonstrate my ability? What kind of ability that this assignment will demonstrate for me? So if I see, okay, this assignment should demonstrate my communication skills, I'm going to go ahead and save it and put it in communication folder. And you're going to be starting the process of collecting your artifacts throughout this year and next year. By the time you get to the end of your program, when you're taking capstone research, where you're going to complete your graduation portfolio, all you need to do is just pull this out and start adding artifacts that you already collected from the beginning. So half of the work is already done there, right? Okay, now you already have a copy on your jump drive, but for this class, we also wanted to see that you have started the process of collecting that in the cloud-based or SkyDrive. So we're going to first start by creating your account in SkyDrive. If you haven't done so, if you have any problem about or questions about creating SkyDrive account, contact our university help desk, IT help desk. Do you know where's the help desk? Where's IT help desk? Anyone? Lie by. Yep. By the lab area, go there. If you have any questions about SkyDrive, go and ask them, and then they can help you get that set up. Let's assume that you already have your account set up. I'm going to use this one, make it easy. All right, so you're going to access your SkyDrive by going to My Grizzly Den. Anything that you do on campus, you can access from My Grizzly Den. Then you're going to locate SkyDrive. And if you already set up your account, you will be prompted with this page. And that contains the different folders that you have within your account. So for this class, you're going to be creating a folder that contains that start your portfolio project. Within that folder, let's say that I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm going to call it my great projects here at West Plain. You should not name that way. This is not really a good way to name folder. So you name a folder, you create a folder name that you're going to add everything inside. You're going to start collecting and storing your artifacts for your portfolio. And if you remember what I have on my jump drive, I wanted to organize it based on the goals that I'm going to be collecting the artifacts. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and create new folder. Help me. What's the generate goals? Give me one. Communication. Ignore if I mistype something. Second, I heard global awareness. Global. All right. The third one, critical thinking. Thank you. You guys have a good memory. I don't even remember that now. So, the fourth one, information management. And the last but not least, valuing. All right. And I think you're going to be quizzed later. So, no. So, we already have created a shell. So now you scare them. Now they start picking up the note now. So we create a placeholder for each of the goals that you have to demonstrate by providing artifacts. So what you need to do from now on until you graduate, starting to collect your artifacts. And when you have one assignment that you think is the best demonstration of your information management skills, in addition to save it on your jump drive, make sure to upload it into information management folder. So you have it ready when you are developing your portfolio at the end. So let's see how easy it is to add something to your folder in SkyDrive. I'm in a communication folder. I wanted to add something that I already collect on my jump drive. And I'm going back to my jump drive again. I'm going to MSU portfolio example. And I'm going to communication folder. I have 4 files that I collected that I think that's my best artifacts that would demonstrate my ability to communicate. And click open, and now it's uploading. Less than 3 seconds. Now you have those files up in your SkyDrive. And because of it being a cloud-based system, you don't need to use this computer. You can go to your home computer, you can go to lab computer, and you can still get these files anywhere. And if you are geek like me, you have smartphone, you can access those files from your smartphone. So that's the example. Now, that is part of the assignment for this class. Let's go back to my actual example. In addition to building placeholders on a SkyDrive, you will also be asked to create what is called my ePortfolio plan. So at the end of the IDS110, you will be developing a plan or writing up how you're going to accomplish the ePortfolio development in the next year or so. So, and again, the detailed explanation of assignments will be discussed in your class with your instructors. So let's assume that I already typed up my ePortfolio plan. You will upload your ePortfolio plan into the folder that you created for your portfolio placeholders. So I already uploaded files there. Now I'm ready to submit it to your instructor. Right now, your instructor will not be able to see these folders and files that you have here, but you can share this location with your instructor by going to sharing and select get a link, and then under view only, click on create. Now it will give you a unique, weird looking link that will be really unique, and then nobody's going to know that link unless you give them the link. So you will be giving this link to your instructor. When your instructor receives this link, he and she will open up the link and will be able to see what you have in a portfolio, in your placeholder or portfolio storage in a SkyDrive. And you may not have everything added to all these folders, but I think you will need to add at least maybe one or two things to your one of the folders here. What assignments or what projects that you did during this semester, and that you think it would demonstrate one of these skills. You may be required to do that. So that's it. That is it. I think this is pretty quick and easy. I don't think it would take you long to create this SkyDrive. And we have plenty of time left. Do you have any question? Any concern? Were you raising your hand? No? Okay. Anyone has any question? All right, I think we're good. And thank you for your attention, though. And good luck with your class. And again, help desk is the best place to go to when you have any questions about your SkyDrive or any technical issues. Okay? And thank you very much.